As the aloofness of my personal life reaches staggering proportions, I have found a way to incorporate it into my guitar playing by mindlessly rifling through some really kind of simple things and making it seem like I'm doing something like really beautiful and intentional. Now, this all started when I was playing a show last week, and I was in my mind trying to decide between getting the spicy tofu dish or the veggie burger, and while I was thinking of it, I just started playing this. And then as soon as I got done playing that, someone came up to me and was like, "That was really beautiful. Like, what song was that?" And I was like, "Huh? Like, what?" All it is super simple. It's like an arpeggio and a chord scale. And this is gonna be, you're gonna need a little bit of background knowledge to do this, but really not a lot. So I'm gonna link you to two other videos that goes in depth on how to play this one arpeggio. And then another one on how to harmonize the major scale with just a few different chords, which again, is much easier than maybe you even think it is, or maybe than it seems. But truly, this is like a great way to kind of just mindlessly play through things and have them sound like you're playing with intention and playing a song, which really, arguably, could just be makes you sound like you're playing music in general, okay? So this is in the people's key, the key of G, and we're gonna start off of this G major 7 chord voicing. Now, any major chord voicing is gonna work here. I'm using this one where I use it all the time. 3rd fret is our root note on the E string, skip the A string, 4th fret on the D string, 4th fret on the G string, 3rd fret on the B string. You could use a regular G major chord for this, but this really kind of like makes it seem like you know what you're doing just by the major 7 nature of it. All right, now after this, we're gonna follow it up with an arpeggio. We play that note pretty much play that chord one note at a time. All right, kind of, you know, a smooth-ish arpeggio. 3, 5, 7, easy enough. Just take the inlays with the dots. By the way, I'm rocking this D'Angelico Deluxe Atlantic through a Fender Mustang amp for this. And just go 3, 5, 7 to the 5th fret on the A string, down a string, 5 to 4, back to the A string, 5, 7, 5. So just by the frets, 3, 5, 7, 5A, 5D, 4D, just like that. Again, maybe that's a little bit above your pay grade right now. Super simple arpeggio. Once you get it down, that sounds, you know, really cool. Again, it sounds like you know what you're doing just by having that one arpeggio. Major 7 arpeggio if you want to verbalize what's happening to impress people even more. Almost like you're actually thinking about what you're doing. Now, all we're going to do is we're going to kind of start each phrase off with that. G chord. After that, we're just gonna add 2 random chords through the chord scale. The chord scale is basically just a chord that goes in the key, okay? So there are 7 notes in pretty much any key, the key of G, people's key. Really easy to remember because, you can just inlay hop to find them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8 or 1 again. So these are all the notes in the key of G major. Not even important that you know them. No one's gonna ask you what you're playing. But every one of these can work as a root note, and that's where it comes to harmonizing the major scale. So if you don't know any of those, this would be the 1 chord. Again, that harmonizes the major scale video is linked below. You check that out. 1 chord, G major. 2 chord is minor. I'm playing minor 7 or minor 11 because I'm nasty. There's a 2 chord. 3 chord, right? I'm rooting on the B now. B minor. The 4 chord, C is major 7. 5 chord, D 7. 6 chord, minor again. The 7 chord, half diminished or minor 7 flat 5. So really, mindlessly, a great intro to mindlessness is just going through chord scales. Just right there. If you can do that, I think you can really kind of fool people into thinking that like you're actually really good at guitar. Just my own personal experience. Trust me, this really works. But I'm just gonna replace. I'm gonna start with the G chord. I'm establishing my G dominance in this key, following it up with an arpeggio, and then I'm gonna slide randomly any 2 chords in there. Doesn't even matter what they are. That was a 5 to 6. Back to G. 4, 3. Back to G. Oh, what is that? I just stopped short there? Whatever. You don't have to finish the arpeggio. It's just knowing that those notes are there. Maybe I want to go 6 to 7 because I'm super fancy. And then here's the trick. This is the absolute trick. This is like the money shot. Like right now we're just kind of jamming in a chord scale. But we're going to add some classic jazz to really make this, you know, as mindless as possible while still rooted in a little bit of knowing what you're doing. 2, 5, 1. Okay, so 2, 5, 1 is like the jazz progression. That means you go from the 2nd chord in the key to the 5th chord, and it'll lead you to the 1 chord. So again, remember we counted these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 2 is A minor, 5 is D, some kind of dominant 7 or 9 chord, whatever you want to do, leads you back to the 1 chord. So if you do that, if you rock that 2, 5, 1 on like the 4th-ish time around, it really seems like intention. And that's kind of like the linchpin to all of this. Because I can just be randomly just doing that, right? It doesn't really sound like a song yet, but 2, 5, 1. Having that at the end, and then starting again, really makes it seem like there's some kind of structure behind anything that you're doing. I swear to God, this is a true story. People are like, wow, that's like a beautiful, what song is that? What old standard is that? It's completely random. It's completely mindless. But also, you know, it's good practice because being able to kind of like rock it out while you're thinking if you should get the spicy tuna plate or the veggie burger is really just about core efficiency, which is something that I really try to preach in not only these videos, but in my entire lifestyle, one-to-one interactions with absolutely everybody. And you know, there's a good diversity among the music being played here. You know, you kind of know what you're doing by really just knowing a couple chord voicings, just a few of them, in really the most basic key. All this stuff is movable, by the way. You know, if you wanna take it one step further and make it just a little bit less mindless, do it in the key of B flat. Right off the bat, it's like, oh my gosh, B flat, 2, 5, 1. I'm telling you, the 2, 5, 1, it's really like the ultimate finishing move. Those jazz guys and girls, they get a few things right every now and then. So it's about knowing your chord scales, kind of having a theme or a home base to come back to, which again, that's always the G. That's starting everything off, right? So we have that, that's firmly entrenched. You don't want to deviate from that because once you deviate from the 1 chord, then you actually kind of have to start using your brain a little bit. So again, if you want to use your brain and stuff, I'm all for it. I'm not stopping you. I'm just trying to share with you some of the mindless tactics and techniques that I have amassed over my storied career, all right? So start off with the 1 chord, you know, get everybody really in there, and then just randomly pick any of the other chords. You can even start 7, 4, and then back to 1, right? So get your chord scales down, super simple. Major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, half diminished, major, right? If I would have seen that like my first year of playing guitar, my mind would be like, how do you remember all that stuff? I promise you it's easy. It's a root note. Your very first guitar lesson, you can do that. It's like find the dots on the E and A string, 3, 5, 7, 3, 5, 7, 9. Anybody can do that. Now, just start learning chord shapes to put on those bad boys. They can be as, you know, as complicated as, you know, you wanna get for these. You know, the more chords you know, the jazzier it kind of sounds. But again, when it comes to this type of, you know, mindless playing and practicing, which again, mindlessness is not a bad thing, by the way. We only have so many things we're allowed to give our focus to. And even though most of my focus right now is to, you know, flaming people in Reddit comments, to each their own. You know what I mean? So, you know, if you can be a little more efficient with your practice right now, you know, I'm mindlessly playing while I'm filming a YouTube video and also thinking about a lot of personal stuff that I have going on. So that's like another just, you know, lesson in efficiency that I can give you people. So definitely, thanks for checking it out. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comments section, my Instagram, Twitter, the website, and check that all stuff out. By the way, I have a contest going on where I'm giving stuff away. So if you can, I'm gonna link that in the video below too, in the video below, in the description below. See, now when I'm trying to focus on actually making words, I go off the rails. If I just kept doing this, I would probably, you know, more mindfully be able to speak. Anyways, join the contest. You have till November 11th, 2018 to do that. And if you have any questions or anything, hit me up.